Well, how about the Detroit Tigers? It's been a while since we've had all kinds of big time excitement going on downtown at Comerica Park. But if you're looking for an opportunity to re engage with the Tigers, they have done something really absolutely remarkable. The Mets are in town, and they had a doubleheader yesterday. Tigers won both of those games. They swept the Mets, generally, I think, a good baseball team. And what makes it even more exciting for us here in Detroit is our two top pitchers that, darn it all, we wish were still on our Detroit Tiger team were pitching. Max Scherzer, we beat him last night. And yeah, Justin Verlander is going to be pitching today. It's going to be 60 degrees. Justin Verlander is in the mound. He's wearing the wrong uniform, but he's in the mound, and it couldn't be more exciting. So we called up our good friend, Steve Clarfelt from the Detroit Baseball Society, the biggest Tiger fan I know. And Steve, hello, welcome to the show, and I assume that you're heading down there today, and you were there yesterday.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, and good morning to you, Dave.
Well, good to see you. You know, it's been a tough time for Tiger fans, let's be honest, and you put together this great baseball dinner that I have a pleasure to be associated with. We did it this winter right here in Greater West Bloomfield, and thank you for putting that on in our community. But it's been kind of tough for diehard Tiger fans to get excited, but what's everyone talking about right now with this going on?
Well, everybody is so excited. Justin Verlander is going to be on the mound today. He's, basically fan favorite of most of Tiger fans, and we're just really excited to see him. When he pitched back in 2018, there was a tribute to him, a video tribute, and he was very emotional when he saw them showing Mr. Ilitch, the owner, video with him, and he said, it basically did get to him. And the fans here truly love him. I think we were excited that he finally did get to win a World Series with Houston Astros, and now he's with the Mets. And who would have thought, at age 40, he could do what he's been doing. Last year, put up a 1.75 ERA, I think it was 16 and 5 last year. Just an incredible freak. I mean, it's just crazy that somebody could do that at his age.
And then Scherzer too. These two guys were with us during the heyday, and they're both pitching deep into their careers.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the Mets definitely want to win now. I was quite surprised yesterday that the Tigers were actually able to really hit Max that well. It's his first game back since he had the suspension for having too much sticky stuff on his hands.
Right.
But when he got done with the game, of course, he was disappointed with his performance. He did get a lot of Tiger fans that did stand up, give him a standing ovation. But, he left on not so good terms where Mr. Ilitch had offered him, I think it was like $200 million. That's what he wanted. And then he went on to play for the Washington Nationals instead because they offered him even more of a boatload of money. But Verlander, this is everybody's Tiger, and
Yeah.
we're excited to see him.
You think of sports figures here in Detroit from, the recent, 10, 15, 20 years. You really, you think of two people, maybe I'll say three people that we are always going to love. They would have to they'd have to do a lot more than put some sticky stuff on their fingers to upset us. And, and I put these three guys in that same class, and I'm saying Steve Yzerman, Matt Stafford, and Justin Verlander. And I don't see how people going down in that 60-degree weather, because it is kind of tradition when someone leaves your team and they come back to razz them a little bit. But I don't see how everybody isn't standing up and cheering Justin Verlander today. If it's anything but that, I would be immensely surprised by our sports fans.
I totally agree with you, Dave. I have no doubt that Tiger fans are going to stand up, give him a standing ovation, and we'll see how it plays out today with Eduardo Rodriguez pitching. It could be a very fast game today and a very low-scoring game. It'll be interesting to see two very good pitchers on the mound. But yeah, Justin Verlander, no doubt he's going to be going in the Hall of Fame as a Tiger. And it's great to have an opportunity to see him this afternoon. I'm really excited about it.
Well, I'm interested to hear you say that because I think there had been some conversation, and thanks for bringing me up to speed. I mean, I get a chance to read an article here or there and watch a minute or two of the game like I did last night, but I thought I saw some conversation in one of our local papers, maybe the Free Press, talking about what hat he would wear when he goes into the Hall of Fame. And you think he's going, are you saying you feel he's going into, or it's been determined that he's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Tiger?
I have no doubt. He spent most of his career here. 2006, he was Rookie of the Year, and all the great years that he had here. So no doubt that I think every fan, and even in baseball, would expect that he's definitely going in as a Tiger.
Well, you got to be thrilled. I mean, finally, you're going to have a day at the ballpark today when you're going down to the game, and the weather's going to be nice. It should be great. What are you expecting? I'm sure you can get tickets for today. It's a daytime game, but are you expecting a big turnout today?
I would hope so. I think there'll be a pretty large crowd. Back when the Tigers were very competitive, when Verlander was pitching, and especially if it was on like a Friday night, it had this aura that you just felt like this was going to be the night that he's going to throw a no-hitter. I was fortunate enough that I was on June 12th, 2007, when he did throw his no-hitter, that I was in attendance there. And there were many other nights that you felt like, oh, he's got his stuff. I mean, what pitcher, he's throwing 95 throughout the game, and then in the 8th and 9th inning, he empties the tank and he starts throwing 99 miles per hour. It's just unheard of. It's just, like I said, he is just an amazing pitcher, and we're so fortunate that, he was ours for all those years.
Steve, can he still do that? And in this era when pitch count is so critical, they probably got computers and, accountants in the back room somewhere watching every single pitch and thinking about the entire season for pitchers. It's become a science. Do you think he can still do that, and they would still allow him, to get into a deep pitch count and finish a game like that where he might? I mean, if he's in a no-no, they're going to let him go. But is that tough for him to do at this point in his career?
He can do it, but him coming off of this injury and this being his first start, I would expect probably that he'll pitch around 6 innings. But other than that, like last year, his numbers, he won the Cy Young. They were just off the chart. For him to come back and do that after Tommy John, it's just incredible. And now he's 40 years old. To do that at age 39 is just an amazing talent. I'm sure he's lost a little bit off his fastball, but what he's lost, he's gained up here, just a lot smarter and very crafty.
So, Steve, where do you think the Detroit Tigers are? Obviously, we're seeing them. Are they getting it together, and are they going to go on a run? Is that possible, or are we still deep in a rebuilding program?
We're definitely in a rebuilding program. I think once, Miguel Cabrera, this will be his final year, as everybody knows. And when that money comes available, that they'll put that towards hopefully some more talented ball players that will be here for years to come, maybe some longer term signings than what we have right now. And I think we're moving in the right direction, but, it's a lot of patience we have to have. We're so used to winning all those years.
Well, and I know people are frustrated, but it's so good. That's why I was so thrilled, and I wanted to call you this morning after that sweep and the sunshine and Justin Verlander. It's like the beginning of the season. Everyone's starting to believe, and I can't think of a better day for the Tigers. And who knows what's going to happen down there? You might be able to see some history. So I'm not trying to sell tickets for the Tigers, but I'm telling you, if I had nothing to do today, and I do, unfortunately, I would just put it all on the side and have the flexibility to do what you're doing, and grab the kids, go to the ballpark, have some fun. Should be a lot of fun down there. And what's your prediction for the game today, Steve? To put you on the spot.
I can't predict what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, just because the Tigers have their ace and just how competitive Justin Verlander is. I was surprised. The Tigers yesterday just played incredible defense, and they really hit the ball. I was there for the second game when Max pitched, and a lot of credit to them that they did finally start producing some hitting in both games yesterday. So it's great to see because that's been our biggest setback is we're not having enough offense.
So let's take a minute. I've only got a minute or two more, but tell people about the Detroit Baseball Society, what this organization is that you work so hard on does, and if there's an opportunity for people to get involved.
Yeah, the Detroit Baseball Society has been around now. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary, and people that just love baseball. Each year we have a dinner, and we feel that we found a home now at the restaurant in Commerce Township called It's a Matter of Taste. It's usually the last Saturday in January. Tigers didn't have Tiger Fest. Usually we coordinate it with that it's the same day. And usually members of the Tiger organization are there as well. Al Avila, as well as Dave Dombrowski, always attend the dinner with the Tiger Brass. And what we've done really is we've honored several times. We have what's called the 10th Man Award. Players like Don Kelly. We also honored, we also had a Legend Award where Mickey Stanley has
Steve,
won.
I got to go. I could just tell everybody it is the most amazing night. It's the kind of access you don't get anywhere else. Do you have a website if people want to check you out?
Yeah, just need to go to DetroitBaseballDinner.com.
All right, Steve, thank you very much for being available today. Go Tigers. Have a great time. I wish I was down at the park with you. It's going to be a great
Go
day.
Tigers.
Go Tigers.